yeah, the WRX is officially ready. All right, time for a little side project. I apologize. It looks like the camera is really gross. Hold on. I'm gonna try and wipe that off a little bit. Minor improvement. There you go. So let's hail this. So today, if any of you guys have been watching or know, this isn't mine. It's not. My buddy Jacob's. Say hi, Jacob.
Hi.
So I met Jacob 2 years ago now.
Like a year and 3 months-ish.
Year and 3 months-ish. Yeah.
May.
May? Okay. Well, yeah, anyway, I met him a year and a quarter ago, many moons ago, through a Reddit post because a bunch of shops screwed him over with this thing. I offered to help, and then we proceeded to slowly replace many things between lots of talking and lots of getting sidetracked. We ended up becoming friends. Still haven't fixed this thing yet, but we are looking to put that to an end. So basically, long story short is that if any of you guys were paying close enough attention, you can see the brake master cylinder's out. So long story short is that basically after you drive the car for a little bit, the clutch behavior just becomes erratic as all get the hell out. You get points where you don't have enough pressure to get the actual throttle, or to get the clutch to release the clutch disc, so it'll stay in gear and you can't get it out of gear. You got the catch point goes super low down to the floor. Just a bunch of weird stuff. He had the shop bleed it a bunch of times, do a bunch of things. Well, long story short is that a lot of people didn't put in enough of a jack crap effort to really notice the things that were actually wrong. Namely that one, the fluid kept getting nasty as all get the heck out. I keep saying get the heck out, but it's true. And then like the behavior as a whole, it's like half the people he talked to couldn't even replicate the behavior.
Oh, it drives perfectly fine.
Oh, it's fine. So today, like I said, it's a quick little side project, but we're working on this thing. So long story short is that, I don't have the bottles. I didn't get to see the difference between the... I poured some clean fluid into a bottle, and I poured some fluid from the... I put some fluid that I pumped through the brake master in a bottle, and the color difference was nasty. So, like I said, hopefully, I'm fingers crossed that this entire time it's been because a seal in the master cylinder is failing, or something got into the master cylinder. Who really knows at this point, because this thing has exchanged hands so many times and so many different things have been touched and replaced. So we're going to replace the brake master cylinder on this, which for any of you guys who are curious, it's actually really easy. Literally these two nuts, you undo the hose that goes to the clutch master. You undo these lines, which, yes, they are very penis-y looking. That was a fun little happy accident. The caps that I have that I use for plugging up little hoses and barbs and stuff, just made it look like a little penis. So there you go. You undo these guys with just a standard flare nut wrench set. So, these little guys right here. And then, honestly, I took a pry bar just to get it to pop off initially. And boom, that bad boy comes out. Now, don't just do that. There's fluid in it. So I lied. You need to take a turkey baster, pull some fluid out as best you can. There's a bleeder valve on there that you can also open up, which actually I guess I can show you because it's right over here. So there's this little bleeder valve that you can use a pump to pull some fluid out from there. You can pump fluid out from here as well using the hose that was attached to it. And basically you just do like 5 different things to try and get as much fluid out of it as possible. Then you undo those 2 hoses, and then fluid still goes everywhere because, F us. So yeah, so like I said, we're going to do that. Now that we've confirmed that nasty stuff comes out of that, we are going to go ahead and replace this, which he actually bought one and AutoZone gave him the wrong one, or one that's not made for this year, or I don't know. All I know is that nothing lines up. Like, if you're, for those of you guys who passed your Dora the Explorer exams, you'll be able to tell, it's like, oh, this looks, slightly different, but mostly the same, except these 2 hose things right here, yeah, they're on the side of this one, and you can't turn it gangster style, unfortunately. So that's not going to work because these are hard lines, and then there's no bleeder barb anywhere. on this whatsoever. So yeah, so this is not for the right vehicle. So either way, what we're doing now is we are just jacking up the car, which at this point this is just turning into like a brief, you know, PSA / informational thing for any of you guys who are into RX-8s or want to buy one. First and foremost, if you want to buy one, you're a cool person because they're cool cars, and people who hate on them are just sad, whiny babies who don't like cool things. Short and simple. I apologize if I offended anybody with that, but...
It has been whatever.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, so anyway, sorry, the GoPro died because I lost it for 2 months, and I found it in the basement, and it had a little bit of charge left in it, and then it went while I was recording. But yeah, so anyway, so long story short is like I said, this is just a quick informational thing for any of you guys who want to get an RX-8 or just got an RX-8 and want to work on it. But if you want to get down here with me real quick so we can boogie. His little splash guard is a little droopy because there's some things. We'll fix that at some point. But there's this little nipply boy right here. That's a good jacking point. It's right off of the subframe there. And wow, I just realized how flat your oil pan is. It's like flat and wide. I like it. Is it metal? No, it's plastic. Cool.
It also leaks.
Not selling them on the whole.
Hey, I didn't build the engine.
But yeah, and then for any of you guys who own a rear-wheel drive car or an all-wheel drive car, general rule of thumb is you jack up from the rear differential to get the rear up. So if you're asking, Juan, why are you jacking up the car? All the stuff was right there. You said it was so easy. Well, his car, we've gotten crap out of the brake lines before. We've gotten crap out of the master cylinder before, the clutch master cylinder. We're getting crap out of the brake master cylinder. So I've been saying, I'm not going to blind them with this light. I've been saying for the better part of a year, I'm just going to pull your whole system out. I'm going to bleed it. And then we never had time to do it. Finally have the time to do it because I let my life slow down. So that's exactly what we're doing. Anything with brake fluid going through it is either coming out of the car or is getting flushed like a mofo once we get that new cylinder, because that kind of derailed a lot of our plans. So that being said, we're replacing his brake lines with some stainless lines because fancy, and then we're just doing all of the other stuff. And by the way, if you're noticing that both hands are in frame, it's because Jacob's holding my phone, not magic. Not that you guys actually thought that. That's stupid. I'll cut that later, or maybe I won't. Whatever. I'm too lazy. So yeah. So anyway, like I said, we're gonna jack up the car, get the wheels off. I'm going to check and see if any of the brake lines look nasty, because then we'll soak them in penetrating oil overnight, so it'll help us a little bit to get them broken loose. But like I said, nothing crazy exciting, and hopefully after this, his car will actually work for the first time in 2, 3?
January 2019.
Yes, so first time in 3, basically. Fucking
pretty much. And it was winter, so I couldn't drive it anyway.
Yeah, although then we've still gotta try and find you a steering rack so we can try and resolve that cold weather. Your steering doesn't work consistently. Like, so many things on your car are amazing when they work.
Yes.
Like, steering feel, it's great when it works. And it's not going...
Only to the left.
Only to the left. That's a correction. So, yeah, anyway, goal is to get this thing... By the end of this winter, we will have this thing actually able to go out and have fun on a regular basis. Because, by the way, you know, for any of you guys who saw a hood open with the rotary in my house and went, of course it's broken, it's the road. First of all, F you. Second of all, this one runs just fine. Well, it ran just fine, then somebody else killed it, and now it runs just fine again. Ish. So like I said, hopefully this is the problem. If this doesn't fix the problem, then we get to pull the trans, because I guarantee you the pressure plate is over torqued, but that's a whole nother thing. So hopefully this is the last time. Hopefully in 1 to 2 more visits will be the last time you guys ever see this car, until steering rack and other stuff. But there's more stuff coming with this. You guys will be excited. More rotary stuff. Yay! I know I'm not rotary swapping the S2000. That's staying F20. But other stuff.
Lame.
Right, that's all I have to say. Bye. Alright, so we're back in the old garage, and it's time to get this thing running. We have a pretty tight schedule, so I do have a proper camera setup again for once. Yay! Because I've got the old Hero 4 over there set up to do time-lapse stuff. Hi, Hero 4. There's not going to be any footage because it's not running yet. But yeah, so I'm going to play around. Actually, you know what? I might run and go grab a bigger SD card for it because it says it's only going to do 21 minutes at 4K. Yeah, well, anyhow, I'll get stuff sorted out. But long story short is we're going to go ahead and try and replace, we're going to upgrade his, they're the old factory OEM brake lines, and time to use my little handy dandy light. Yeah, there we go. Boop, boop. See, I have a proper camera with proper lights and stuff now because I got a Hero 10. Only downside is this thing overheats if you use it for more than like 20 minutes at a time. But that's fine for what we're doing. So hey, you can see, still the old rubber lines. So we're going to replace those with steel braided lines. And we're going to replace the old clutch. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see it in that mess. It's in there, just believe me. We're going to replace that with a stainless steel line, which we got right here. Oh, I'll show that better. Cha-cha! And just basically, if anything is wrong with this car after we're done with today, or it might go into tomorrow because we're running a little behind schedule, but if anything is still wrong with this car, it's gonna be something clutch, like actual clutch disc / pressure plate related, because all the lines will be replaced, everything will be nice, everything will be all fancy. So we're gonna go and get started on that. Alright, so far things are going pretty okay, I think. Let me double check, actually. But long story short is that his, gonna do a little bit of light here so you guys can see better. I didn't even end up having to soak most of these in PB Blaster, but for the most part, they all seem to crack loose without too much of a fight. I say as I'm fighting it. Yeah, no, because that line is not, the actual rubber line's not turning at all. So basically, we're gonna undo all of his brake lines so we can actually start getting some of this stuff removed. And then once we get these guys removed, we'll be able to start putting on the new lines. But that was the biggest thing I was worried about taking a long time. So this is going to go pretty smoothly. That's Bonnie barking at the UPS man because he's here to murder us all. Yeah, so we're just going to keep on trucking along. I have Jacob shake and bake in the old reservoir because we have to reuse it. So we're just making sure it's nice and clean. And he just filled it up with brake fluid and shook the crap out of it. Because one thing, you don't want to necessarily clean it with water. Because water will be stuck in it for a long time afterward. And if you have water in it, that can affect how well your brakes work. Because water boils and compresses. Brake fluid does not. So yeah, either way, that's the step one. Hopefully, like I said, the time lapse will capture the rest of everything and get it. Basically just us swapping everything out, so we're gonna keep on going. Alright, so some unfortunate news. This Brake Master cylinder, it has a different thread pitch than the original one. My hands just got clean, so I can't really show you very well. But, that thread pitch is significantly smaller, and this one is, you can't, I'll push it over. There we go. You can see that one is way larger than this one. If you pause and go back, you can see it better. So basically, since Mazda no longer makes this part anymore and we only have aftermarket options, since we keep running into weird issues like this, we're going to figure out how to make this line is really short. I'm sorry, let me go ahead and get you some light. Yeah, this line is really short. It's like, only from there to there, basically. So we're just going to remake it. And, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. So I'm going to do some research on that tonight. But for now, we're unloading you know, Noir RX-8, because my the people who I co-own the trailer with, they need it for tomorrow. So we're gonna do this the hard way, where we're just gonna push it uphill, and yeah, we're gonna get it unloaded, and he's just gonna live in my driveway for a little bit. It's gonna be a little crazy, but later on tonight, I'm gonna try and go and get the supplies that I need to make a new brake line, like a brake line bender and the flaring tool for it, and all the other stuff. So, like I said, keep tuned for that.